Evening peeps, welcome back. So tonight we've got a new one for you lot. We've got the P1 boys again, and they come back with their multi-league. This is a bit of a different one, so it's a different car, different track, different class every week. I have got a list somewhere, but not on screen. I didn't download all the screenshots. But we are again in association with We Are Driven. We're covering Archies Journey again. Let me just flick that picture on. Yes. So hopefully you can see that clear enough. So we are in association with We Are Driven. We are covering Archies Journey at the minute. So the Bradley Lowry Foundation. We're covering poor Archie trying to get himself over to America for some treatment. But he's a little bit short of cash at the minute, so we're here to promote it, shout about it, get the word out about it, that sort of thing. We are not an actual charity, we're just a mouthpiece for charities. That's all we are at We Are Driven. Excuse me. So get yourselves involved, get yourselves over to the Facebook group and get yourselves on the Just Giving page there as well, justgiving.com/campaign/Archies Journey. Give a little bit if you can. Thank you very much. Much appreciated. We are, as I say, a new league tonight. We are covering this different league that the P1 boys have put on. Excuse me, I'm just glugged down a massive great 4 mouthfuls of fizzy pop and now I'm regretting it. So let's just talk about a few stickers here. So we've got these stickers coming up, the Dark Smoker one and the Teddy Mates Teddy Mum. They are coming out in about a week or so. Also got the shirts coming out in about the same time. I should all be here about the same. You can see there we've got the little We Are Driven in the bottom left hand corner at the front there. It's actually the bottom right when you're wearing it. But yeah, I've got the logo of We Are Driven on there as well. As long as obviously all the sim racing groups down the sleeve there. Teddy Mates Teddy Mum on the other sleeve. Dark Smoky YouTube logos front and back. Quality shirts made by the man himself, Dave Robinson at Infinity Decals. Big shout out to you, Dave. So, no scores for you lot tonight, obviously, because it's the first round. So let's chuck ourselves in this lobby. So they are only just starting quali. They did say they were going to give me a couple of minutes to read through the bump and get the videos playing. You can see the logo is in the top right-hand corner of the screen. We're going to keep that We Are Driven logo up there for the foreseeable. What was I looking for? That's what I was looking for. The next few weeks. So, round 1 tonight is at St. Croix B, and we're in the Ray Brigg GR2 Honda. Next week we're at Lago Maggiore in the Fittipaldi. That's like an American Ferrari looking thing. Round 3 we're in a Honda Civic Type R. Round 4 we're in a Freddie Greedy Z. I think if you know the Gran Turismo game you'll know that car. If you don't, you'll just have to wait for it. It looks like a great big hungry fish is what that car looks like. Round 5 is at Autopolis in a Porsche 911. Round 6 is at Willow Springs International in a GR4 Sirocco. Round 7 is Northern Isle Speedway in the 65 Mini. That's not the track I chose. I did choose the Mini though. Round 8 is the Expo at Sardegna, And round 9 is yet to be confirmed, and it's in the Group 3 Corvette. So that's the lineup of different cars, different tracks coming up. Let's have a quick look, see who we've got in the room tonight. So it is a team event tonight. I will get back onto that in a second. So we've got Baggy, we've got Tatey, we've got Mocking Weeks, we've got Aldo, Valium, Manny, CJW, P1 Reg GT, we've got Raul, we've got Benny, we've got Dodgy, Pilgrim, Champ, Mental Nev, and P1 Dylan. Absolute full lobby tonight. That's good to see. Let me just have a look at these teams here. So again, it is a team event. 3 teams running. We've got the Bionic Sendits. If you know, you know. We've got Mental Asylum Racing, and we've got Capiscun. What's that? What does that say? Capiscum Amanumnum Vidi. I don't know. Someone will have to explain the inside joke on that one. So yes, 5 drivers per team. In the Bionic Sendits, we've got team captain P1 Raul, because he has got the bionic leg. So his drivers are P1 Champ, P1 Benny, p1RC Baggy, and P1 Tatey. In Mental Asylum Racing, which I assume is Mental Nev's team captain, I could be wrong. I've got P1 Dylan, P1 Aldo, P1 Pilgrim, and P1 Valium. In the third team, which I'm not even going to bother reading out because it's too much hassle, Caspicun Viri. I'm going to leave it because I can't really see it. We've got Mocking Weeks, we've got P1 Dom, we've got P1 Reg GT, P1 Manny Affec, and P1 Dodgy. I believe we've got CJW standing in for P1 Don tonight. Just look at that list of drivers. Yeah, I can't see a P1 Don, so I think MRC CJW is standing in. Cool, they're going past fast. Is standing in for P1 Don. Right, let's get ourselves on this lobby. Look at these things. GR2 class. As much aero, downforce and power as you can chuck at them. So they're going a full 30 seconds quicker around this very same circuit we were racing at not 10 minutes ago. Mocking Weeks then. Currently holding pole position 154.9. Looks like the boys have got the Archies Journey. Oh, the Archies Journey logos down their side. Yes, they have. Good lads. And probably a great big chunk of We Are Driven as well. Oops. So drivers have got, liveries on per team. I'm not quite sure what colour you'd call that one. Almost a battleship grey for the Bionic Sendits. CJW, he's in the Caspicun Viri team, so racing in red then. CJ's got himself into second on the grid, 154.9. Oh, I lie. Just as I said that, Raul's come through. Oh no, it's not. It's Mocking Weeks. He must have already been out front then. Yeah, he's 0.049 quicker than CJ's time. Raul's now left the room. Chucked himself back in the pits. I don't like it when drivers do that. It does confuse my times. So then, Mocking Weeks holding that pole position. CJ's chucked himself in for a fresh set of tyres. Mental Nev has come through to snatch that pole position. 154.8. I believe it's only a short little qualifier as well. So we've got 2 races for you tonight. We've got a 30-minute and a 15-minute feature and sprint race. The sprint race is going to be a little bit tricky. So we are looking at a reverse grid for race 2, but a slightly different version. So positions 1 to 8 swap over, and positions 9 to 15 swap over. So the front half of the grid go reverse grid, and the back half of the grid go reverse grid. false start is in place, so if you get it wrong, it's a good few seconds waiting on the line to get yourself off. We've got tyre wear at times 6. Fuel is off tonight, medium tyres only. Slipstream is real, boost is off, and damage is light, so no trip to the pits for them lot tonight if they get it wrong. See what else we've got on the board. So you do get an extra point for pole, you do get an extra point for fastest lap. So do you get points for driver of the day in this one? Yes, 2 points for driver of the day. That's entirely down to you lot. So if you're watching or before or after the race, they do give a week's grace period before deciding that driver of the day. So get your comments in, let us know who you think. Is that it for that one? Oh no, what does it say there? What does it say there? Oh, they've shortened it. So driver of the day comments have got to be in by 6 PM Monday night. So tomorrow night, 6 PM. Get them in. And we've already been through the different classes of car. So that's that information-wise. So Mental Nev on that 154.8 then. Mocking Weeks second. p1RC third. Again, these boys have left and come back, so their hot laps are not on the board. CJW 154.9. Benny in 5th. He's on a 155.4. Dylan in 6th. Ooh, just into the wall there. Again, no hot lap on the board. It's an out lap for him at this minute. Manny, he's put in a 155.7. Valium has put in a 156.3, so he's in 8th. Champ in 9th, 156.4. Red GT in 10th, 156.5. Aldo 11th, 156.7. Baggy parked at 156.9. Tatey in 13th, 157.2. Dodgy in the pits, 157.9. And Pilgrim also parked at 158.5. So they've still got 30 seconds to try and finish these laps. It's Baggy's lobby, so we shouldn't be quite as brutally efficient as when the bionic foot does it. He says that as Baggy's already posting up. Get ready. 15 seconds left. Can Mental Nev go any quicker? Final turn. Keeps it out the wall. Oh, it's not. It's not. It's so close though. It's a 10th down from his fastest. Looking consistent then, Mental Nev. 3 154s on the board there. Cars do look good. Some good liveries on these. All 3 teams there as well. George Marge, evening brother, how you doing? Still have got drivers out on track, giving it some beans. Dylan taking the paint off his car. You won't make it lighter any quicker. Manny trying to take a set of tyres out. Here we go then. Race 1 of the new multi-class league. GR2s this week. I've already forgotten what we're at next week. Too much info. Right, here we go then. Race 1, half an hour. They do have to change compounds. They do have to change tyres at least, so they definitely have to get to the pits. God damn, that's loud. Right, we'll stick ourselves on board with Pilgrim. Oh, he's had a false start. That's you stuck on the line for a little while. Gets away now, Pilgrim. But Dodgy having a good start. Gets himself past Tatey. Just keep my eye up front, see what happens into turn 1. See how much quicker these cars carry this speed through these turns than the BMWs. Everyone through turn 1 cleanly, up towards the little kink in turn 2. Again, looks like everyone's through there cleanly as well. Right, not having this. Mental Nev up front, Raoul then trying to sneak down the inside, but Mental Nev chops him off. Mental Asylum team in first and third at the minute. Team Send It in second and fourth. They've got Casper Kun Viri in fifth, sixth. Just about to have that position taken off him, although there's a few Casper Kun Viris having a go here. Oh, Manny almost into the wall, nearly took his teammate out as well. CJ and Reg GT get through then, 7th and 8th. Manny under pressure and around the outside from Valium. Great bit of driving for Valium. Able to do it in these GR2s, carrying all this aero. Damn, they're loud. Through the kink right. Raybrigg Hondas then carried all the speed. Pilgrim back up to speed after his false start. He's all over the rear end of Dodgy. Dodgy's not that far off the back of the rest of them, only 1.5 seconds. So still tightly packed. Raoul now up front. He's got himself past Mental Nev. Top 5 have pulled a bit of a break. 2.5 seconds they've got over 6-man Champ. Carrying all sorts of speed through there. Everyone dive in position. Mental Nev trying to have a go back at Raoul into turn 1. Down the inside. Can Raoul carry the speed? He does. He'll hold the position into turn 2 if he can keep it. Benny then looking to sneak round as well. Looking for a German 1-2 in the Team Biono foot. Side by side with Mental Nev on the way down to the bridge. Who's going to win out here? Benny's won out for now. Keeps it clean on the bridge. P1 Dylan all over the back end of Mental Nev. Teammates though, these two. I've just got to not let these two Germans disappear for Team Biono foot. Good exit there for Mental Nev. He's looking to run around the outside of Benny. Difficult turn to do it, especially when you're not given a lot of room like that, and you've just got to be careful of the attacks from Dylan behind. Mocking Weeks bolted onto the back end of this fight as well. So Mental Nev closes up on Benny, slots himself down the inside through the kink. He'll have the line into the next turn as well. Benny goes to slot one back down the inside. Doesn't make it work. Dylan then side by side with Mocking Weeks on the exit of that turn. He will have the advantage through this turn. Mocking Weeks is going to have to slot himself back into 5th. So Raoul first, Mental Nev second, Benny third, Dylan 4th, Mocking Weeks 5th. Closing up again, Benny down the hill into the final turn. Top 5 pretty close together. Raoul's actually made a bit of a break, 1.1 seconds. And there's the rear view mirror filling up of Benny's Honda as they go through turn 1. Benny just having to stick his car in the middle of the track to try and defend from Dylan and Mocking Weeks as well. Let me get myself on board with Mocking Weeks actually right at the back of this fight. That's a nice rear spoiler you've got there, Dylan. Tucked under the rear end of Benny, running down the hill towards the bridge. Mocking Weeks trying to make his way through, doesn't want to get involved and take any of these drivers out. Oh, carrying so much speed through there. Kink on the bridge. Oh, catches neither of these drivers out. Slowly but surely, the other drivers are closing up though. There's less than a second between 5th and 6th now. Dylan, oh, trying to go down the inside of Benny. Gets a little dink off Mocking Weeks to push him forward a little bit. Benny has to slot himself back into 4th. So he's not managed to get past Mental Nev. He's now lost a position to Dylan. Now Mocking Weeks in a good position. Benny will be getting a toe off of Dylan in front. Mocking Weeks will still be getting a toe off of Benny though. Tiny bit of contact between those two. Who's going to win it? Hey, Mocking Weeks is looking to go down the inside. They're going to be 3 wide into this turn. Oh, a little bit sideways there for Dylan. He's kept it straight though. That's allowed Benny to disappear off. Can't go 3 wide through that turn, boys, you maniacs. And again, that has allowed Champ, Reg GT and CJW Racing to close this gap up. So turned into a right punch up then for these front 7 drivers, apart from Raul, who's, oh, where's he now? He's probably pissed off to Austria. Where is he? 1.1 second. Mental Nev's managed to pull a bit of a gap. 1.9 seconds, 2 seconds over Benny. Benny's also pulled 1.1 seconds from Dylan. So it's Dylan now the cork in the bottle. Mocking Weeks trying to go down the inside, backs out. Champ trying to lose a penalty and get past Mocking Weeks all at the same time. We are driven, smashed on the rear spoiler as well. So Dylan holding on to that 4th spot just. Benny 3rd. Mocking Weeks in 5th now. He's now under pressure from Champ Reg GT. Got to keep it out the wall on the exit of that turn there. Mocking Weeks carrying all sorts of speed through there. Unable to chuck himself past Dylan, but carrying great speed. Should make this easy. Through the little kink, then up towards the tight right-hander. He's already up front. Dylan though carrying the speed around the outside. Nothing Mocking Weeks to do about that. Retakes that 4th position then Dylan. Champ unable to get past either through there, through these S's as they run it through this final S and back down the hill. He's having to go defensive. Mocking Weeks thought about running around the outside. Not getting the best of exits. That's going to allow Mocking Weeks past again. There's great battle going off here. Also slowing down. Champ might be able to make a move into turn 1. Where's he gone? Not able to do it. Oh, Dylan's run a little bit wide. It's going to slow him down a tiny bit as they run up the hill towards turn 2. Are we going to see Champ make a late lunge? No, we're not. Reg GT and CJW both bolted onto the back end of this fight. Let's go and see how far down the road Raul is. 1.5 seconds. Mental Nev not let him disappear yet. He's still got 1.9 over Benny as well. Gap staying pretty consistent there. 1.4 between Benny and Mocking. Mocking's got himself back past Dylan. Champ now all over the rear end of Dylan for that 5th position. CJW's made his way past Reg GT. What's he now? 1.3 seconds back from Champ. Can CJ close that gap up? Reg GT almost a second back from CJ already. 5 seconds back to Manny then in 9th. 1.2 back to Baggy in 10th. Another 2.2 back to Tatey in 11th. Valium 12th, just 3/4 of a second back. Dodgy 6 seconds back in 13th. Aldo 6 seconds back in 14th. And Pilgrim, unfortunately, 18 seconds back in 15th position. Raul then extended, gap up to 2 seconds. Mental Nev also taken another 10th. 2 out of Benny's time. Mocking Weeks and Dylan are slowly closing back up with Benny. Just 1.1 seconds between them. I'm sure Mocking Weeks and Dylan may try and work together. There you go, Dylan pushing Mocking Weeks down the track then to try and close the gap up. And they do, they gain a 10th. Are they going to do it again down this back straight? Oh, Dylan's got that one a little bit wrong. So he's unable to get the bump draft on Mocking Weeks now. Closes up a little bit towards this tight right-hander. So what are they off of? Still a second back from Benny. Dylan though closing up again on Mocking Weeks. Rear spoilers are looking good, boys. Rear spoilers are looking very good. So Dylan still having to hold on to that 5th position. Then not managed to make his way past Mocking Weeks. Catching up with Benny though, 0.3 of a second between these two. Closing up again into turn 2. Oh, maybe a little bit too deep there for Mocking. Still keeps himself in touch, lost a 10th. Oh, where'd he gone? Wrong driver. Oh, not a great exit onto the bridge, or entrance onto the bridge. It's allowed Benny to disappear. He's pulled a couple of 10ths. Dylan closing up again. Backs out again, but for this long left-hander. Through the sweeping right then. This is where we saw Dylan get it a little bit wrong before. He gets a good exit this time. Is he going to be able to use that bump draft? Mocking Weeks chucks himself into the slipstream with Benny in front. They are closing up. Going down the inside. He's thinking, I want that 4th position. It's my turn to have a go at Benny. Oh, he's put the power down a little bit too much. Lost the rear end. That's allowed Mocking Weeks to come back at him. That's just allowed Benny a tiny bit of breathing room. And again, Mocking Weeks, Dylan having a fight. Oh, massively late braking for Dylan. Gets the position though, it's a good drive, chucks himself in the pits now as well. So Raul stays out. No fuel depletion on this one, just tyre wear at ×3. So gap coming down slowly between Mental Nev and Raul. It was at 2 seconds, it's now at 1.7. Benny now 3.8 seconds back, still under a bit of pressure from Mocking Weeks, 1.2 seconds back. Dylan come in the pits, that's released Champ into 5th and CJW in 6th. It's actually closing up on Champ there, it's just 0.4 of a second back, closing up as they come down to the end of the bridge. Then we've got the great big long straight as well to play with. Can CJ get anything done here? Through this sweeping right then. Who's going to get the better exit? Champ just. CJ still in slipstream range though. 0.2 of a second, closing up massively. Should get this position done before this right-hander up here. Champ's made him run around the outside. Who's going to win out? Can CJ chuck one back up the inside? No. So Champ holds on to that position. CJ has to hold on to 6th for now. Closing up on Champ again, piling the pressure on that 5th place driver, making him go defensive. Are we going to see either of these two in? Champ and CJ both in now. Mocking Weeks in, Raoul in, Benny in, Champ in, Mental Nev in. Who's going to stop out? So, Raoul back out, fresh set of mediums on board for him. Mental Nev also back out, he's lost a 10th, 1.8 seconds. Still, might be able to close this gap back up. Just under 14 minutes remaining. So P1 Dylan 3.8 seconds back. Benny another 0.8 of a second back for Benny. Baggy not stopped yet, so he's up into 5th, but he'll be under pressure for Mocking Weeks. Just come out on a fresh set of boots as Mocking. Baggy letting him through. He knows he can't win that fight. No point slowing Mocking Weeks down. Although just being stuck behind him for a couple of corners has cost him a few, about a second. He's now 2 seconds back off Benny. So Baggy holding 6th, but yet to stop. Champ back out the pits, fresh set of mediums. CJW trying to get down the inside of Tatey. Easily done. I don't think Tatey stopped yet. No, Tatey hasn't. So CJ up into 8th. Tatey 9th. Reg GT just stopped. He's in 10th. Manny just stopped as well in 11th. Valium stopped a lap or so ago in 12th. Dodgy is in 13th. He's already stopped. And Aldo stopped as well. We have lost a driver. Pilgrim, we've lost Pilgrim. So Raoul pulls another 10th over Mental Nev. Can Mental Nev close this gap up on the German? Dylan losing a bit more time, 4.2 seconds the gap. Benny 1.3 back. Mocking Weeks after just getting tangled up in a bit of traffic, now 2.3 seconds back. Champ just losing out to CJ there, coming up the inside. Easily done for CJ. Not sure why it was so easy. I don't know whether Champ got it wrong. Piling the pressure on as they head that back down towards the bridge. Both drivers almost running a bit wide there. CJ a little bit wider than Champ. Champ is able to carry more speed. Takes the inside line. On the bridge exit. CJ trying to run it around the outside. Almost worked, CJ. Almost worked. He's had to back out though. Has to slot himself back into 7th position. Oh, just clips the wall there as well, does CJ. That slows him down. You can see Champ just pulling away a little bit. Slipstream starts to kick in now though. CJ closes up again. Tries to run it around the outside. Champ just able to carry the speed. CJ holding on to that 7th. They're doing anything he can and everything he can to get this 6th position off of Champ. Just got to be careful. Reg GT's closing up on the background as well. CJ getting a good exit through the S's. Closing up on Champ again. Just has to back out into this final turn. Is he carrying enough speed to get the job done into turn 1? Possibly now. Tiny bit of contact. CJ was just up the inside. Champ turned on him a tiny bit. Good. He did well not to lose that car. CJ's got to do it all again then. Fortunately, a tiny bit of contact between them. Still only 0.4 back for CJ. Again, this is just allowing Reg GT to close up. 1.4, 1.5 seconds behind he is in 8th. CJ all over the back end of Champ now onto this long straight. Champ getting a good exit though. He pulls half a second. Tries to drop the toe for CJ. Again, not close enough, CJ. But piling the pressure on him again as they come into these S's. CJ is a little bit quicker through here. Takes a bit of a wider line through that second S. Just gives him the speed on the way out. But again, Champ goes defensive. Nowhere for CJ to go. Is he going to make it again into turn 1? If he doesn't make it this time, we're going to have a look at some other drivers. This is going on far too long. Doesn't do it this time. Is CJ looking for turn 2? Might just be a little bit too far back. Yeah, okay, let's go and see what's happening up front. So Raul now 1.2 seconds. The gap is coming down. Mental Nev starting to put the pressure on come the end of this race. Just under 8 minutes remaining. Top 2 have now pulled 6.6 seconds over third place Benny. Dylan's only 3/4 of a second back. Mocking Weeks has got himself back in this fight. He's only a full second back. Was 2.3, so great driving by Mocking Weeks. Champ still holding on to this 6th, CJ 7th. Oh, tiny bit of contact with the wall with CJ. That's going to slow him down. It's going to bring Reg GT into the fight. Teammates with CJ, so there shouldn't be too much worry about these two getting entangled with each other. Let's hope not anyway. Manny in 9th. A little bit of a lonely one for him at the minute. 5 seconds in front, 4.5 behind to Valium in 10th. Also not super lonely. He's got Baggy behind 1.8 seconds. Fresh set of tyres on board for Bags as well. Might be able to close that gap up on Valium before the end of this race. Only 1.7. We'll come back and have a look at that in a second. Tatey is another 4.3 seconds back in 12th. 17 seconds back in 13th is Aldo. Another 2.9 back is Dodgy. And yes, we've lost a Pilgrim. Can Mental Nev close this gap up? Oh, he's picked himself up a penalty. He's got to try and drop that and not let the German disappear. 1.3 seconds the gap. 6 minutes remaining. Mocking Weeks and Dylan side by side as they head down towards the bridge. Who's going to win out here? This is going to be a tricky one. This is Mocking Weeks just gets himself in front. Dylan all over the rear end. Oh, excuse me, might be able to get the job done before the end of the bridge. I had a look, but backs out. Oh, sideways on the exit as well. Work together to try and chase down Benny. 1.2 seconds the gap between 4th and 3rd. Gap down to 1.1. Just need to get it within that slipstream range to start benefiting on these longer straights. Gap back up to 1.1. Raul extended his lead out front, back up to 1.6 between himself and Mental. Looks like Mental's dropping his penalty though. That's what's cost him the time. He's free of that now though, so he's only lost 0.3 of a second, even though he had a second penalty. So good driving by Mental Nev. 1.6 seconds he's got to try and close up. 4.5 minutes left to do it. Benny coming under increased threat from Mocking Weeks. Well within slipstream range now, Mocking and Dylan. So Champ still 6th, CJ still 7th, and Reg GT still 8th. These boys have not managed to make any headway into each other yet either. Okay, Raoul losing half a second, gap down to 1.1 seconds between himself and Mental Nev. Almost identical on tyre wear between the two drivers. Just outside that slipstream range for Mental Nev. Raoul's not taking any chances though, he's cutting across that track. Gap's still at 1.1. Three minutes remaining. Benny still holding on to that third position as well. Mocking Weeks and Dylan not managed to take that position off him yet. Gap has been down to 0.3 of a second between Mocking and Benny as well. And they do sound good, these Raybrigg Hondas. So 2.5 minutes remaining. Mental Nev still got a second, just gets it below a second. Another couple of tenths, maybe another tenth, he'll just be within that slipstream range. Both drivers pushing these cars as hard as they dare. Gap down below 0.9, just. P1 Raoul must be having a bit of a sweat on at the minute, seeing that number 2 car get a little bit closer. Both drivers catching the wall through there. And the gap is almost down to half a second. Raoul doing anything he can now to avoid any attack from Mental Nev behind. The gap down to 0.3 of a second. 1.5 minutes remaining. Mental Nev, oh, I thought he was going to go for a lunge up the inside. He backs out. All over the rear end of the first place driver now though. Just 0.3 of a second in it. He's got a couple of places he can make moves here. He can have a go down the start finish straight. He can have a little go into the final turn if he's brave enough. He's carrying the speed. He backs out, he backs out. Lets Raoul hold on to it along this start finish straight. Gives him far too much breathing room though by the looks of it. 0.4 of a second, almost 0.5. Still getting the slipstream. So 45 seconds remaining. This will become final lap. Can Mental Nev get this position? Just 0.4 of a second. Up the hill, turn 2. Carries good speed through there. Still 0.3 of a second, slightly tighter line, forget the slipstream. Go for the tighter line, says Mental Nev, try and carry the speed, which he does do. Maybe a little bit too much onto the bridge, all over the rear end of Raoul as they come onto the bridge. Still just 1/4 of a second in it. Mental Nev closing up as they come to the bridge exit. Is he going to make a late lunge? No, backs out, needs to stick onto the tail of him around this left-hander. Raoul into the wall, doesn't slow him down too much. 0.4 of a second in it. It's really now or never for Mental Nev. He's not taken that turn too well. Now it's given Raoul a tiny bit of breathing room. The gap up to 0.6. running out of corners now for Mental Nev. Closes up again though. It's going to be a last-ditch effort down the final straight or the start-finish straight. Try to carry as much speed as possible, Mental Nev. Closing up on Raoul. Needs to carry the speed on the way out though. Make any kind of move down this start-finish straight. He does carry good speed. This is going to be an absolute... Oh, Raoul's just going to take it by a car length. So Raoul taking the win. Great drive by Mental Nev there. Unfortunately not able to take the win off of Raoul, but great drive at the end there to close that gap up. Benny backwards for third. Mocking Weeks backwards for fourth. Dylan coming through nice and conservative for fifth. Champ is going to take sixth. CJW unable to get past then for seventh. Reg GT takes eighth. He again unable to close that gap up. Manny is going to come home for ninth. All sorts of angles coming across the line for Manny. Baggy again unable to close that gap up, so he comes home 10th. Into the wall for Bags. Valium into the wall for 11th. Tatey comes home for 12th, and we'd already missed Aldo and Dodgy cross the line. And yes, we lost a Pilgrim, unfortunately, in that one. Some great driving in the GR2s. It looks like everyone had a good time in those. Well, apart from maybe Pilgrim. Yes, that was round one of p1RC's multi-league series. In association with We Are Driven, we are covering Archies Journey in this one. Where's that gone? Come at you. That. We're covering that with the We Are Driven boys. So get yourselves over to Archies Journey on Facebook. Get yourselves over to the justgiving.com/campaign/Archies Journey and donate if you can. Cheers, much appreciated. We will be doing this. We Are Driven. We're covering whatever. I'm not sure whether it's season by season or what. I don't know. I don't know how it works really. People just tell me and I shout about it. How about that? So that's what we're covering with the We Are Driven boys for the time being. So get yourselves over, go give them a shout, go give them some love. I'm sure they'll appreciate it. What we got coming up? So me, myself and I am back on Wednesday, 8:30 for MRC's Team Oliver Racing GR3 League. I forget where we're at. God damn it. 2 races though. We are out of round 1 into round 2. Are we round 2? We're round 3. We're round 3. We're round 3. So yeah, 2 races again. Similar format to tonight, but slightly different. Hold on a minute. What am I talking about? We're not finished anything yet. We've got another race coming up. I forgot about that. I've got a 15-minuter. I nearly killed you lot. Nearly killed the stream. We've got another race to go. Whew. 15-minute. This one's a little bit different. So it's the top 8 are reversed. And then positions 9 to 15 are also reversed. So that's going to be a little bit of a tricky one for the boys. Might make it slightly easy into turn 1 so that the boys who are a little bit slower off the line don't get tangled up with the faster boys running at the back. We'll see. So yes, multi-class series. I forget it's 2 races, not the single. The P1 boys usually run a single 40-minute race. So it just caught me out a little bit then. I was just about to shut you lot off. We're still damn racing, damn it. Should have practiced his start saying Mocking Weeks. Well, there you go. Oh, I can't believe I nearly turned the stream off without doing race 2. So we'll have a couple of minutes break just while they sort the grid out. It's going to take a bit of jiggery pokery to get the top 8 swapped around and the bottom 7 swap round. So it will take a couple of minutes. Yeah, some good racing there between Raoul and Benny. Raoul and Mental Nev, sorry. Well, and between Benny, Mocking Weeks and Dylan as well. Not able to snatch that 3rd position off of Benny though. Right, just while we're waiting a little second. Chuck that in midway through, look. Why not? Who we got watching then? I can only see George Marge, who's been chatting. Oh, looks like Mocking Weeks has decided to get himself out on track. Oh, I thought he was practicing his starts. Maybe it's CJW having a... yeah. Trying not to spin those rear wheels up. Try not to spin the wheels up, and if you do, trying to keep it in a straight line while you do it. Some good liveries on the cars tonight, I've got to say. All the boys are rocking the Archies Journey logo, actually. There's Mocking Weeks practicing his starts on the bridge. Look at the sneaky bleeder. CJ going for the same as well. Both drivers practicing their starts, to be honest. Right. Just getting a shout off Baggy that everyone ready. Yes, I'm liking the Biono foot livery, what they call the Bionic Sendits. Bionic Sendits, the mental asylums, and the coronavirus, I think it is. Team, that's what I'm calling him. Says it on the back of his car, look. Capsicum annum vidi. So coronavirus for you. All right. Only getting a few practice laps in. Mental Nev looking at where he can chop a couple of tenths out of Raoul's time. Right, here we go then. Race 2, 15-minute sprint race. Again, grid order a little bit mushy from race 1. So the top 8 swap places. There's a reverse grid for the top 8. And a reverse grid for the bottom 7 as well. So it's going to make it a little bit confusing. SGT leads us away then, followed by CJW, followed by Champ, P1 Dylan, Mocking Weeks, Benny, Mental Nev, Raoul in 8th, Dodgy 9th, Aldo 10th, Tatey 11th, Valium 12th, Baggy 13th, Manny 14th, and Pilgrim at the back in 15th. Ourselves. Why won't you let me change? Why won't you let me change? That's what I wanted to do, get to the back a little bit so you can see any chaos in turn 1. Well, there's a couple of drivers gone wide. Everyone seems to have kept it on track though. Nobody's fired it off into the wall. CJW getting there a little bit wrong. Everyone closing up back together into turn 2. Oh, who's that run wide? It's Valium that's run wide in turn 2. It's getting a little punt off Pilgrim to try and push him down the track. Tatey trying to slide himself back down the inside though for 13th. Ooh, almost carrying far too much speed there, Pilgrim. Didn't take out Tatey, didn't take out himself. Dodgy unfortunately has been left behind a little bit. 2 seconds down for Dodgy. See what's happening up front. So Dylan drifting it out off the bridge, holding the lead, 0.6 of a second, sorry, 0.8 of a second over Champ currently. There's GT third then, not getting a great start. Reg GT, Mental Nev 4th, holding that position from Raoul, although he's right at the rear end of him. Benny in 6th, Mocking Week 7th. Big gap then, top 7 have pulled out already, 2.1 seconds. CJW was part of that pile, but got turn 1 all wrong and now inveigled in the pack at the back. Almost running it wide there as well. Kept it on track, it's put him under pressure from Pilgrim. He's got to try and fight his way past Baggy, Aldo, Manny to try and close the gaps back up on the top pack. Dylan, I think, is disappearing with this one. He's already got a second over Champ. So Mental Nev holding third. Raoul, oh, what happened there? There was a little bit of contact between, I think it was Reg GT and Raoul. Raoul gets through to 4th though. Mocking Weeks 5th, Reg GT 6th. Manny holding 7th. Aldo closed back up 8th. CJ still not managed to get his way past Baggy yet. Got himself up past Tatey, Pilgrim, Dodgy and Valium. And Benny. What's happened to Benny? Benny's all the way down in 14th. I'm not sure whether Benny got tangled up with the CJ incident. Over the back of Dodgy though, looking for that position. Slots one up the inside off the bridge. Nice and easily done then for Benny. Plenty of room given by Dodgy. So Dylan still leading, just holding just under a second from Champ. Mental Nev another 1.5 back. Mocking Weeks has got himself back past Raoul. They are now 2.2 seconds back from that fight. Reg GT went for a little bit of a look on Raoul then as well, but backed out. That's brought Manny back into this fight. Dylan then extended 1.1. Champ is not making it easy for him. Mental Nev's take a couple of attempts out, so gap down to 1.3. It was 1.5. Slowly making his way forward then, Mental Nev. Mocking Weeks holding up Raoul still, so holding fourth for Mocking, 2.4 seconds back. Raoul another 0.4 back in fifth. Reg GT 0.3 back in sixth. Excuse me. Pav, evening brother, how you doing? Manny in seventh, CJ in eighth. He's got himself past Baggy and Aldo. Not sure whether Baggy's got it a bit wrong to allow two places to be lost there. Pilgrim in 11th. We lost Pilgrim in race 1, but he's sticking around for race 2 by the looks of it. Benny in 12th, slowly making his way forward. Got past Tatey. Valium all over the rear end of Tatey as well. That's the wrong camera angle. Easily past Tatey then. Tatey carrying good speed through the turn. Oh, a little bit heavy on the throttle on the way out. It's taking him out of the fight with Valium for now. Oh, lucky not to put it in the wall there as well, Tatey. Valium now 3.4 seconds off of Benny in front. So Dylan still holds 1.1 seconds over Champ. Mental Nev has closed the gap up, less than a second between Mental Nev and Champ. So with the sprint race, it's all or nothing really. Mocking Weeks still 2.3 back. Raoul all over him. Raoul been unable to get past Mocking Weeks. Manny has got himself past Reg GT though, up into 6th, Reg 7th. CJW managed to fight his way through that pack, can now hunt down these drivers in front. Two teammates as well. So can these three work together? Aldo in 9th, just 1.2 back from CJ. CJ is all over the back of these two already though. Nice exit off the bridge for all three of them. So Reg GT will be getting a toe off of Manny. CJ will be getting a bit of a toe off of Reg GT as well. Can they close this gap up on the drivers in front? 4th and 5th are just in front of them there. Oh, CJ's run wide. Reg GT went a little bit wide as well. Oh, CJ was closing that gap up. Still at 1.2, 1.4 now unfortunately. It's only going to stretch as they come down towards these last couple of turns. So halfway through race 2, CJ just got it a little bit wrong there. So Dylan, oh Dylan, what's happened to Champ? Has it just Mental Nev been on an absolute storm? 2.6 back from Dylan now though. But in front of Champ, so up into 2nd for Mental, 3rd for Champ. Raoul now in 4th. Got himself past Mocking Weeks finally. Starting to pull a bit of a gap as well, 0.8 of a second. He's there anything Mocking Weeks can do before the end of this race? 6.5 minutes remaining. Manny holding 6th. Reg GT closing up for 7th. Already swapped positions. CJW kept it on track. Still 1.4 seconds back from the 2 drivers in front. 2.1 in front of Aldo still. Baggy's only 1.2 back as well. Benny in 11th, so made up another position. He's only 1.3 back from his teammate Baggy. They might work together as well. So Pilgrim sitting in 12th. He's 4.6 back from Benny. He's got 2.3 over Valium. Valium is under a bit of pressure from Tatey though for that position. Pilgrim's got it wrong. Tatey and Valium come through. Pilgrim gets it back up to speed. He's going to be under pressure from Dodgy for that position now. Can Dodgy carry the speed? He's only 1.3 back. He should close that gap up as well as they head down towards... Oh no, he's lost a bit of time through that final turn. Gap already stretching. Dylan then back up to 2.6 second lead. Mental Nev pulled 1.4 over Champ. Raoul is closing the gap back up, dragging Mocking Weeks with him. So Manny's 6th, Reg GT still unable to get past. CJW unable to get past either. He has closed that gap down to... Oh, CJ, no! CJ, no! That's not the way to do it. So unfortunately, CJ losing a second there. Let's put Aldo back into the mix, 1.4 seconds back. See Baggy starting to come under pressure from Benny now. Teammates though, they shouldn't get involved with each other. Is Baggy going to give him plenty of room to come through on the inside? Yes, he is. Up into 10th then for Benny, 11th place for Bags. Tatey in 12th. Dodgy 13th. Valium 14th, being very closely chased by Pilgrim in 15th. Bit of front end damage for Pilgrim. No damage on board for Valium though. Pilgrim! No! Pilgrim. I think we've seen you get that turn wrong once or twice tonight. No damage on the car luckily, but takes him right out of the fight with Valium. Now 8 seconds. It's going to be about 10 seconds by the time he's up to speed. Got less than 3 minutes remaining. Dylan, gap down to 1.9. Is Mental Nev doing the same as he did last time and just piling the pressure on right at the end? Gap down to 1.5. Mental Nev is on an absolute storm. He's turned the NOS on. So gap down to 1.2. Dylan getting it a bit squirrely out of the exit on the bridge as well. Just keep that time up, 1.4 the gap. Slowly but surely taking the odd 10th. He's got it down to 1.1. Still at 1.2. It is going to become final lap when they cross the line. Can Dylan hold on to it? Is there anything Mental Nev can do in this final lap? to less than a second. Within slipstream range now, Mental Nev. Closing up, 0.8. Try not to carry too much speed in turn 1. Still at 0.8. Dylan just takes a tenth out of him, up to 0.9. Seem to gain a bit of time on Dylan through here. Oh, Dylan's got a bit squirrely off on the bridge as well. Again, that just gives Mental Nev a little bit of time. He closes up again, gap down to 0.8. Are they going to go for team points over individuals? Both driving for the same team are Dylan and Mental Nev. Good exit there though, 0.6 of a second the gap and closing. Squeezing every last drop out of this Honda he can. Closing up on Dylan again. Just backing off, allowing Dylan then to keep this position by the looks of it. Going for team positions rather than individuals. Have seen Pilgrim just cross the line there. He takes 15th. Dylan then round that final turn is going to keep that first place from Mental Nev. So first and second for Team Mental Asylum. Raul coming home in third for the Bionic Sendits. Fourth for Bionic Sendits as well. Fifth is Mocking Weeks for Coronavirus. Seventh Coronavirus. Eighth Coronavirus. Oh, no, I've got that wrong. What have I got? Where have we gone? Champ. No. Sixth Coronavirus. What? Fifth Coronavirus. Sixth Coronavirus. Seventh Coronavirus. Eighth Coronavirus. Ninth was the Bionic Sendits. 10th was OU Mental Asylum. 11th for the Bionic Sendits. 12th for the Bionic Sendits. 13th for Coronavirus. 14th for the Mental Asylum. And 15th for the Mental Asylum. So that was round one of P1RC's multi-class league. So let me just have a look at next week, find out what we're driving in. Next week we are at, we're at Largo Maggiore in the Fittipaldi. I've never seen that car or driven it, so I couldn't tell you what it's like. It's a bit like a Ferrari looking thing from the pictures I've seen. So that'll be interesting. I don't know whether it's, I don't know if it's a GRX or a GR1, but like I say, it looks a bit Ferrari-ish. So hypercar-y, supercar-y kind of thing. But some great racing in here tonight in the Raybrig Hondas, that's for sure. Close racing as well. Mental Nev getting some good results. Second in race 1 and race 2. Raul getting good results as well, and Dylan and Mocking Weeks. Some good driving. So, I've got to read it all out again because I did it before and I wasn't even closing the stream. I am back on Wednesday night. 8:30. What are you resting on? What's going on there? I'm back at 8:30 Wednesday night for MRC's Team Oliver Racing GR3 League. Come and check that out. Again, 8:30. 9 o'clock on Thursday for P1RC boys again and their Renault Megane League. I believe it's round 7. And then back next Sunday, 9 o'clock for the following round of this in the Fittipaldis. The BMW League at 8 o'clock is finished now. We've got a week off and then we're coming back with the Ford Focuses at 8 o'clock on Sunday. So come and check them out. No problem, Manny. If you want to help my channel out, get yourselves over to buymeacoffee.com/darksmoker. Drop a little donation if you can. Make sure you go and check not that, that's the wrong screen. What is it? Make sure you go and check these out. So get yourselves over onto Facebook and have a look at Archies Journey, Bradley Lowry Foundation, etc., etc. Get yourselves over to justgiving.com/campaign/Archies Journey. We are covering that under the We Are Driven banner, as I'm sure you are all aware. I've got new merch coming out, so I've got t-shirts coming up in about a week and a half's time. Also got these 2 variants of stickers. It's up to you whether you have them as a pair or individually. Entirely up to you. But yes, those and shirts coming out in the next week or so. Keep your ears to the ground for that. Other than that, I hope you've liked what you've watched. Give it a like, comment, subscribe. Tell your mates, tell your mums. My name's Dark Smoker. I'm out of here.
Yeah.